In this video we're going to be taking another look at the PixScan software, and more specifically on how to use it with a scanner. Now a lot of people have been having problems, but the easy thing to remember is that the important parts of these edges, you've got to make sure that these are scanned in your passes. So you want to be putting it so that you're getting almost all of one side. I've drew an arrow on the back just to give you an idea of the orientation. So we want to be scanning the right edge this time. So we've put it into the scanner. We go into the software and we select that option to import it from scan. Choose the correct scanner and tell it to scan. Now you may get a different box up here because it does depend on what scanner you've got as to what appears there. But normally just select the scan option and wait for it to finish transferring the data. Once you've got your first scan, you'll get half your image on a page. It'll scan the image just so it can find the orientation and find where the markers are. Once you've got that, it's time to then turn your scan pad round so that your mat goes in the opposite direction so we can scan the opposite edge for them markers. Back into the software. Now one little bug that I have noticed is that this button becomes greyed out. So to get over that, just press the PixScan button again and it'll come back. So we then press scan and tell it to scan our second half of the document. Once the second scan's finished, give it a minute so it do its processing, and what it'll do is stitch the two halves together to give us our full image. So there we go. So what we want to do now is do a trace. In this example, I'm just going to cut out the oval design in the center. So let's get our mat now loaded into our Cameo. From there, we want to trace it. So as I'm only doing the center, I'll just do a little trace area around it. Pretty standard affair. Untick the high pass filter, increase the threshold until we get a nice yellow colour, and then because we're only cutting around it, choose outer edge. So we've then got our cut lines. So because I got a couple of things there, I'll remove the excess lines we don't need. So release compound path, select them unwanted lines and press delete, and again unwanted lines and press delete, and then we've got our cut line ready to go. So next we're going to be doing this out of printer paper, so copy paper, set in blade wants to be at 1, set the thickness to 10 and send it to the silhouette. The machine finding the markers. Once it's got that final mark, it'll then start cutting. And there we go. One pretty simple PixScan contour cut. Done and dusted.